Happy Magical Monday. It is another day to embrace all the wonderful things in life. And if you can't, we're going to be talking about how to form a new habit of being positive and how come that would benefit you. Like, you can look this up, how come being positive would benefit you, but just think of this one thing. Whatever is going on inside your head is inside of you. So if you want to be healthy, have a better body, be happier in your own skin, obviously forming a new habit of being positive inside your head is going to help everything else line up with that. Isn't that right, Rita?
Yeah, because your body, your head, you're all connected. You're attached. You're attached. Your nose is attached, your gut, your lungs are attached, your skin is attached. So yeah, so if you're thinking negative thoughts, your thoughts are creating chemicals inside your body by your brain, because your brain's saying, oh, let's be in fear. Okay, let's get adrenaline, let's be hypervigilant. So, we've been listening to the 30 days Be Positive challenge. And one of the talks that Earl says is creating a new habit. The formation of a new habit can become difficult. And that's because we are stepping outside our old identity, right? Breaking the habit of being yourself. And who are you? Who are you? Are you running around being grumpy and negative and hopeless and helpless? And, as brain trainers, I think this is why we have like that extra secret, like we can actually tap into breaking that pattern a lot easier than before. So what are the quick steps for these folks?
Well, I love it because what we do is lining up with him. And I just feel like he's an ancient sage of wisdom and success and knowledge. And so it's so great when we hear him say these things. So he said, the first step to forming a new habit of being positive is stop thinking about what it is you fear, right? Stop thinking about what it is you fear. And I remember just thinking like, how? I didn't know how, because fears were just like, well, I saw it. Well, it happened. Well, this, well, that. Like, I was noticing it and then allowing it inside of myself. And I just didn't know how. Stop thinking about what it is you fear. And so what we like to use is the stop technique, which we put below for you. And we want you to download that and use it for yourself, because if you can do it for yourself, then you've empowered your own self. You don't have to wait for somebody else. You don't have to, wait for your next therapy session or your next fitness set. Like, you can do it for yourself. So stop it. And we use tapping. You can use skipping. You can use singing. You can use dancing, but interrupt that fear. All right. That fear is an emotion. And there are times you need it. But if you don't need it right now, which probably 98% of the time you don't need to be thinking about what it is you fear. So then we interrupt that with, we tap on 5 spots, let it go, let it flow, let it out, let it vent, just release it and let it all go until it's nice again. So tap, tap, just tell your body, basically you're saying, I'm right here. There's no danger happening right now, and I can let this all go. And then what's super exciting is moving into the next step, which is the happy memory, and explain how come that is so like for me, this is the most powerful way to stop being in fear, the most powerful way to stop being in fear. And that's number 2, which is the happy memory.
Yeah. Yeah. He says mental, just replace that with the mental picture of a worthwhile goal. So whatever your worthwhile goal is, mentally, visually, physically, emotionally, see it, feel it, hear it. Right. And if it's hard for you, get the picture, look at the picture of how, who you were when you were happy, or who you were when you were fit and healthy, and focus on those parts that are good and are healthy. Yep. And like for me, what has to happen for me is because I can't have a mental picture, but I can listen to music and the sound and let that evoke a feeling and sensation, and then have that turn into a mental picture. That imagery is how I can cycle in that mental picture. So yeah, that is
awesome.
And you were saying breathing, when we're breathing, this is why part of the thing is not only to listen to the video, but drink water, because you're being conscious as you're drinking water, and then intentionally breathing. Either intentionally watch and listen to yourself breathe while you're listening to the tape, because this is allowing you to be present, to be here. And then you write down in your happy journal, you're writing down your experiences, and hopefully you're every day for 30 days, whatever we're saying, whatever words catch your awareness, your consciousness, you go with that. And maybe you set a little timer that allows you to kind of remember, because, what is it? Repetition is the mother of skills, and our brain needs it. Our brain loves repetition,
right?
Especially when it's a new habit.
Yes.
It's a new habit.
Yeah. And I found using the happy memory most powerful. And so we anchor it. I just squeeze my wrist when I think about my happy memory. Because what I didn't know what to do when I was in fear was how to think about something else. But after I could let it go, whether I'm skipping, dancing, listening to music, or, when I've kind of broken that fear response in my body, and then I can imagine myself in my memory, then that's real to me. Right. So if I can find that happy memory, and I talk about my whale a lot, but if I can find where I'm looking over the edge and I'm petting my whale, like, I don't have to try to feel good. I don't have to try to feel positive. My experience is letting me do that. So use your happy memories, use that picture, use, a little object that reminded you of something special, because then your body will automatically do it for you. And so now it's easy for you to get the mental picture, and it's easy for you to align yourself and elevate yourself to a whole different sensation that's better than fear. And every time you do that, you're forming that new habit, right? Because a habit is whatever you practice, you become. And so if you're practicing your happy memory, do you have any idea how good that is? That does it automatically for you. And then he says, imagine it the way you want. And so we really want to take that happy memory and use it to be like, oh, this is what I really want in my life. That feeling from my happy memory is how I want to feel in the future. And now from there, you can create an imagination about how you want it to be. So it really flips fear quickly when you practice it, and practicing it, of course, creates that new habit. Awesome. Anything else to add to that? I know that you said align and elevate, so fear disappears effortlessly. And this is the best and only way I've personally found to do it for myself. I struggled with fear and worry a lot. So being able to say, oh, I noticed this fear, I'm letting it go, and I'm consciously making and directing my brain. He talks about directing your brain. I'm consciously directing my brain. How do I do that? By remembering a good memory. And so get those written down in your journals so you can access them.
I think being empowered, I think what happens is if you can imagine that you are the gatekeeper, the conscious you're in charge. This is your brain. You get to dictate where you direct it, like Tammy was saying, but you are the gatekeeper. So you need to capture every thought. Like, is that a thought? Is that yours? Or is that an old experience? And that thought is coming, and that thought's only showing up so you can let it go. So, and this is the fastest way that I've seen that you can let it go, and you will get changes. Your body, the physiology of your body will change, and you're going to be in awe that it's like, oh my God. When you are tapping, you're focusing on the good stuff, or you're focusing on your fingers, or you're moving your gaze from right to left. This right here allows the bigger part of your brain to kind of be like, okay, I'm right here, everything's good. Imagine sceneries, sunsets or the ocean, and then this eye movement is also going to help you ground yourself, be present, be here. But
Yes.
you are the gatekeeper. You know, and if an experience or a feeling shows up, you get to decide. You have like a
Exactly.
sliver of moment to decide. What are you going to do with this thought? Are you going to let it go, or are you going to keep it? And are you going to make it grow, or are you going to let it go? Right?
Yeah. And we love that question, you know, is this serving me? So if you can't think about maybe your own physical body, which it's definitely serving you to be positive if for your own physical body, then think about, is it serving you in your goal in life or in your relationship with your partner or your children or your parents? So using that question can help you decide, is this an emotion I want to grow and allow to start to control me? That's what happens, guys. Right? When it starts out where you're in control of it, you get to decide. And then when you practice that, then guess what? It's just forming a negative habit. So how to form a new habit of being positive? Stop thinking about what it is you fear, right? You can tap, dance, sing, skip, and then let it go, right? And get right into your happy memory. And then imagine it the way you want and create that mental picture of your worthwhile goal. And that will align and elevate you. So fear disappears effortlessly. And now you're starting a new habit. And now you're creating a whole new personality. So we hope that helps you. And I love adding the water and the breathing and the happy journal to this Be Positive time that we're doing this together, because all of it is creating a new habit for you. And it's changing all of us, right? And all of us need that. So great. So like this video, share, comment below, and be sure to click the notification